and loved ones that trouble you? You're losing your mind, but it just wouldn't go away. Well, join Dr. Phil, clinical counselor, and his beloved Clarissa, counseling psychologist, on The Healing Process every Thursday, 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. on REV-UP St. Lucia 95.9 FM. That's The Healing Process, Thursdays, 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. on REV-UP St. Lucia 95.9 FM. Let the healing process begin. Have you noticed behavioral changes in self and loved ones that trouble you? You're losing your mind, but it just wouldn't go away. Well, join Dr. Phil, clinical counselor, and his beloved Clarissa, counseling psychologist, on The Healing Process every Thursday, 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. on REV-UP St. Lucia 95.9 FM. That's The Healing Process, Thursdays, 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. on REV-UP St. Lucia 95.9 FM. Let the healing process begin.
This is the healing process coming your way today, folks. When it comes to dealing with the challenges, the changes and crises of life, it is important to seek help early. Don't sit around sucking your thumb until that chassis is on the road. The earlier you seek help, the shorter and easier it will be, because there will be less of a mess to deal with. Contrary to popular notion, counseling is not just for crazy people. It's for anyone who can benefit from an outside objective expert perspective to help them enjoy their little lives to the fullest. I am Dr. Phil.
And I am Claire, and together we extend heartfelt greetings to all our listeners and viewers, starting right here in St. Lucia. We move on to the diaspora and, of course, across the globe. It may be good morning, good afternoon, or good evening in your part of the world. So whether you're listening at home, at work, or you may be in your vehicle right now, driving somewhere, hope and pray that you reach your destination, or even lying in a hospital bed, we send greetings and hugs your way. And of course, if you have lost a loved one, and we know of the recent accident,
yes,
and we know that every day somebody is losing someone, and we really sympathize with you, we empathize with you, and we hope that you will get through that grieving process. And we want to remind you that we are here to offer you some tools to let you know the truth and to encourage you, because we want you to live your life to the fullest.
That's right.
That's what we want. So folks, stay with us, stay engaged, and let's begin the healing process together.
Yes, before I delve deeper, let me say good morning to management and staff. Sometimes we come here and take them for granted behind the scenes.
Yes.
And Lady J with us, and our listening audience, and Keena, our friend. And we hope that you can stay tuned. And it's by God's grace that we have life for today. Lady J, we can do our little work.
Absolutely.
Praise Him for that.
Yeah.
All right. Today, folks, we're looking at a 10-letter word, validation. And today we will cite it as the parenting tool, or a quality parenting tool that can help our children learn emotion regulation skills. Now, validation is one of the most powerful parenting tools cited by those in the research community. And yet it is often left out of traditional behavioral parent training programs. Unfortunate. In general, behavioral parenting training programs focus on teaching parents to use positive attending skills, active ignoring for minor misbehaviors, and limit setting in a clear and consistent way. While these skills do significantly improve the quality of relationships in the home and help children listen better, they focus less on bolstering emotion regulation skills in children. Now, a child's ability to regulate emotions affects relationships with family and peers. academic achievement, long-term mental health, and future successes. Parents, you and I, parents seeking treatment for behavioral problems often report that their child is overly sensitive or has big emotional reactions compared to siblings or same-age pairs. Indeed, many clinical disorders in children, and that I mean clinical disorders often manifest in a mental or psychiatric disorder, and that is an ongoing pattern of thoughts, feelings, or behaviors that causes significant distress or disrupts daily life. So once you hear clinical, psychological issues that would disrupt or prevent daily life, daily routine, such as work, school, or relationships, it is more severe than everyday stress, representing dysfunction in emotions, behavior, and our thinking processes. Examples of this, we have attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, commonly known as ADHD, and oppositional defiant disorder, ODD, are associated with having more intense emotions and significant difficulty regulating these emotions. As we would well be aware, regulating our emotions, Claire, is vital.
Yes,
because sometimes situations just come upon us, and if we don't practice regulating these emotions, we can have anger out of control in a flash, in a traffic situation, a relationship situation. You come across your spouse or your child doing something that you know they should not be involved in. If you do not do some thinking and practicing emotional regulation, it can get you off guard and you can do things
you act on impulse.
Yes, and regret the result later. So again, we're back to that word. By validating the emotional experience of children, parents can help them learn how to handle the big emotions that often lead to tantrums, meltdowns, and conflict within the family. Helping children learn self-regulate is one of the most important parenting tasks, as emotion regulation is a critical life skill that is predictive of positive outcomes.
But as a parent, if you're going to teach your child, it must start with you.
That's right.
If you're unable to control your emotions and the child witnesses.
Yes, Claire, very, very important.
Yes.
Example is better than many, many words, especially shouting words.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the big question is, what is validation? It doesn't make sense, Lady Jane, I call you Lady Claire. It doesn't make sense to go about speaking surrounding validation, and we cannot synchronize on its meaning. So here goes. Validation is defined by Oxford Languages as recognition or affirmation that a person or their feelings or opinions are valid or worthwhile. Again, I repeat, confirming or affirming that a person or their feelings or opinions are valid or worthwhile. When we validate the feelings of others, we put ourselves in their shoes to understand their emotional experience and accept it as real to them. Validating a person's or your child's feelings does not mean you condone or agree with the action your child takes. This is just as important as listening. When you listen to somebody, it doesn't mean that you agree with the behavior, you agree with them, that they're grammatically correct. You just give them that divine privilege of listening to their heart's content, what is bothering them. Validating your child's feelings does not mean you condone or agree with the actions your child takes. It simply lets your child know that you understand their feelings and that it's okay to have those feelings. Can you imagine you telling your child you shouldn't feel that way? It gives your child space to express their emotions non-judgmentally, safely, and without ignoring or pushing away those feelings. Now, remember last week, Claire, we touched on independence. This goes hand in hand with validation. If your child is going to be independent, that's a very, very good tool to make sure that they understand and they experience. So we're not far from last week. Remember that for your child to be independent, your child would have to be brought to the status of social and economic self-sufficiency. Mm-hmm. And you, as a parent, you are charged with that responsibility.
Now, we have some examples of validation. For example, emotionally, a friend might say to you, I understand why you feel sad, and that makes sense. So, your feelings are validated.
Yes.
Now, practically, a teacher might say to you, your answer is correct, your effort is validated.
Let's go over that again.
Yes.
That's important. The example.
Yes, some everyday examples. When it comes to the emotional part, a friend might say to you, I understand why you feel sad. That makes sense. So your feelings are validated. It could be a parent as well. A practical example, for example, your teacher might say to you, your answer is correct. That means your effort is validated.
Yes.
When it comes to our social life, a boss might praise your work in front of the team. That means your contribution is validated. So we have different forms. We have the emotional, the practical, and the social. But is validation always true?
Before we go there, let's look at the difference between validation and empathy. Empathy, take note, parents, listener, empathy is the emotional capacity to feel what another person is experiencing. I go over that again. Remember, we're looking at the difference between validation and empathy. Mm-hmm. Empathy is the emotional capacity to feel what another person is experiencing or stepping into their shoes, while validation is the verbal or non-verbal recognition that their emotions are valid or logical and acceptable. Empathy connects deeply, whereas validation provides affirmation that they are heard and understood, strengthening trust without requiring agreement. I hope that we got that. Probably
so
we should.
The two words you said, they heard and understood. It's very
Yes.
important. These two words are very important.
What I would appreciate, Claire, is if you could go over the difference between validation and empathy with your soft voice.
Well, we want you to understand that empathy is the emotional capacity to feel what another person is experiencing.
Yes.
That means you put yourself in their shoes and you understand, while validation is the verbal or non-verbal recognition that the emotions are valid, logical, and acceptable. Empathy connects deeply, whereas validation provides affirmation that they are heard and understood, strengthening that trust without requiring an agreement.
Yes. That's very sweet. That's very important. That I don't necessarily have to agree to validate you. Okay, let's discuss the temperament that is most likely to require more validation than others. And we are quite aware, Claire, it's the supine.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're supine or you're married to one, they have a need to be validated. They want to hear it. that they did well. They did well with the cooking today. They did well in bed. Lady J. Oh yes. The supine, they express almost as a melancholy, but they can respond as a sanguine. They can be very, very, very hot in bed, but they are not initiators. So if you're married to a supine, you will find that they're, as far as that is concerned, they're waiting on you. But when you do initiate, they can give you a house full. Keep that in mind. Now I heard some men, boy, I'm going to look for a supine. But remember,
They are not initiators.
they are not initiators. And that might frustrate you, a sanguine who likes to be involved with somebody who's hot, who is initiating, who is saying to them, I need you just like you need me, and expresses that very, very clearly.
But for the supine, that validation, can it be unhealthy?
Yes, the supine has to learn, because that's a temperament weakness for the supine. The supine has to learn that the other person would like to know that I am needed, that I am cherished. So we will meet each other halfway. Sometimes I will initiate, and sometimes you will initiate. This makes your partner feel very, very wanted and needed. But if you just stay in a corner, you need love and attention, you need romantic attention, you need sexual attention, and you just stay in the corner. I wonder when he or she will think of me. I wonder if. Don't wonder if. Verbalize your need. Help the other individual understand your need.
Yes.
Right. So, as we clarified, the temperaments, that all of us, we need validation. And we should do that. It is healthy to encourage people along the right way. That's a very good effort you made there. Again, let's say I am painting with my son or daughter, and they started painting and they made a boo-boo. They dropped a blob of paint. Let's focus on that little spot they painted. That's a very good try. However, when you paint it, put something on the polished floor so you don't drop paint on it. But you validated their effort first.
But, yes.
Okay, so how does validation help? But there I would like Claire to help me.
Okay. Validation helps decrease emotionally charged situations while allowing your child to feel heard, understood, and accepted. When children are validated, they experience a reduction in the intensity of the emotions. Reducing the intensity of the emotion allows them to move through the breakdown faster, and it opens your child up to problem solving or pushing through a difficult situation or task. Your child is better able to decide what to do next rather than letting the emotion drive the behavioral response. So you kind of having them to take charge of the emotions at that moment, helping them along.
Yes.
So
Not denying that I am
yes.
angry, frustrated, and stuff like that.
And so it actually teaches children to effectively label their own emotions. It's important because a child may be angry and they need to know that it's anger they're displaying.
Yeah, sometimes, well, again, the supine,
So
instead
you ask
of...
them, what's going on with you? I'm fine.
Yes. Or the supine might say, I'm hurt when they are angry. They will not admit that they are angry. I'm just feeling a little hurt. They'll minimize it. But here again, as you said, we need to help the children along, labeling their feelings. I feel sad, mommy. I feel angry, mommy. I feel upset, mommy.
Yes, because when they can say, I'm feeling angry or I'm frustrated, adults too, but we're speaking about children this morning, they are better able to effectively communicate their internal experience, what they're feeling inside, to the people around them, rather than lashing out with words and just acting aggressively and having tantrums. So when they are able to communicate their feelings in this way, the adults around them are more likely to remain calm and offer help. But they wouldn't be able to do it on their own. That's why they have parents, right?
That's right.
Parents, our job is to teach them.
To train them in the way that they should go, as the good book says.
Yes, and be role models as well. Yes, so this allows children to feel more accepted and supported, which strengthens relationships and promotes healthy self-esteem and self-worth.
Lady J, what is your experience with your daughter as a mom, your daughter, as far as validating her efforts are concerned? What's your experience with your daughter?
Well, I have a grown daughter. She's married already. But if we talk, are we talking about now? Or are we talking about as a child growing up?
Yes.
Oh yes, that's why when you were saying it, Claire, I looked up, because that's one of the things that was the communication between the two of us that was so very good. She would always come to me, Mommy, I feel this, or I feel that, or I feel the other. And even at her age, in her early 30s, she's the same way. Today I had a terrible day at work.
Okay.
And either she says, I don't want to talk about it, or we'll talk about it another day.
There we go.
So what you just said is, oh, I see, really? You sure you don't want to talk about it, baby? I still call her baby, right? I think having a child is always bringing out the gentle side of anyone. And that's why I listen to the both of you, because it reminds me so much of, her as a child. And I'm like, then I did a good job.
Good stuff. All right, parents listening to us there, we're not on a fantasy trip. If you're lacking, you're alive, you still have the time. Our children, they're on their own, married. But my son still checks me out. My daughter still communicates with me. She's a counselor. And we need to continue to help them. But in that case is where they ask for help.
Yes, they're adults now, so let them ask.
Yes.
Don't interfere.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
And so what do you say to someone who's probably listening and said, wow, I messed up?
Well, you have life. You don't stay in prison. You try to get out of that. If you end up in prison, you don't want to stay there, do you? So you find a way to get out of it. And we are sharing tools with you. You messed up, you call your kid. I heard, I learned, I didn't know better. That's what I knew at the time. I'm sorry. Don't go down that road with your own children. Yeah, that's what I would say to them.
Yes. And of course, they themselves, they would know how to raise their own children.
Yes.
It's never too late.
We didn't raise our children like we were raised. I wouldn't go down that road my mother went, but that's what she knew at that time.
Right.
And she meant well. So I never held my mother, when I knew better, I never held her at heart for that. I understood, but I corrected that when it comes to raising our children.
Because I think a number of persons listening may feel, they may know that their parents never really said anything positive to them, like you did a good job, you did well at school. If they came with a B, it's always you could have gotten an A. You came with a C, you could have gotten a B. They never, instead of validating their effort.
Quite often it is based on ignorance or comparing our children with others.
Yes.
We do not know the learning bell curve of our children. We never took time. Some parents didn't attend parent-child meeting. They hardly take a look at the progress reports, and all they want to see is an A. But do they have that capacity? I remember doing a program, I think in Lynchburg, and Dr. Phil, American Dr. Phil, not the one, the popular one, another one. When I brought in my paper, he said to me, "What are you looking at? You are B+." Yes. That's what it is. So don't even fuss. You're a B+ student. Okay.
Yes, and validating the effort is very important, no matter what it is.
Yes.
It may be the chores at home. They probably didn't do it to the best of, what you think they should have done.
Yes.
But you validate the effort.
So it's important that they know academically where their children
Yes.
where they are, at the time, so that they can know when they are going below that standard or their standard, or they made a very good effort to reach an A. Doesn't mean I didn't get A's. I got many A's, but for that particular subject matter, he said, you don't even have to bother your head. You're an A. You're a B plus. So it is with your children. Get to know where they stand as far as their ability to learn, to achieve, and then work with that. Let that be the standard. Let that be the canon of measurement for how you deal with them. Son, you did very well. This is your standard. And I notice you got an A this time. That is excellent. So that when they fall beneath the A, you are not worried and you don't have them worrying.
That's a lot of stress on them,
Yes.
especially these days.
So repeat that. When they fall below the A level,
Below
A.
If
For
the
what
standard,
you know, the
yeah.
standard is.
the standard, first of all, you'll have to know.
Mm-hmm.
If they get an A, that is reason for extra validation.
Mm-hmm.
Son, you did well. Remember that this is where you are. This is your average. You did very well. Now, if they go back to a B plus or B, that's okay, son. You validate them. That's okay. You are within your range. Mommy is proud of you. If they fall beneath that,
You're saying, first of all, the average probably was a B plus.
right, that's the
And
average.
they got an A.
And they got an A. But don't expect them every time
To get A's.
to get A's. That's on condition that you know their learning curve and you know their average, academic average.
And some children, when it comes to exams, they get so nervous.
Yeah.
Yes, it affects the output because they just get so nervous and it overtakes them and they can't concentrate.
And I think it's also what happens in the home before they leave for that exam. You know, if you're one of those who, like Pastor Dr. Phil said, raising your voice, wanting them to do so much in the morning before they get dressed
I hope
and
you
get to work.
that A.
Yeah,
Oh boy.
pressure,
That's-
before
that's
they
not
get
in
to the
order.
room. Yeah,
That's not
yeah.
in order.
Yeah,
It would send up the blood pressure, the anxiety, that state of uneasiness would rise. It would be better. And again, parents believe that it is just because the children didn't study properly. But girls, they could have a period during that time. And
Exactly.
boy, that could affect them. So we need to understand these factors, not thinking that our children don't care.
didn't think of all of that, Pastor.
Yes.
Never thought of that. You're right.
Yes.
That particular day could be the day when, the woman's.
You know how we feel on the first day.
Yeah.
Or the mid period. It could be very, very, very uncomfortable for the girls. Some would go for it without any problem. My daughter, that was a challenge. She would hold my hand. She'd be cold. Daddy. And you can imagine a child going to do an exam on that day.
And maybe they're of the age where there's this little friend they like, the opposite sex they like, and it affects them. They can't study as they used to, and
Right.
that's where the communication is
Yeah.
important with the parents. They can speak with their parents, but if they can't speak to you, they keep it all bottled up.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So validation helps children develop frustration tolerance. Many children can become
Yeah. Just a good
frustrated
job. The words
Yeah.
good job is a good thing. Yeah.
when they're working on a difficult or tricky task, parents. When you validate how hard it is, yes, son, I'm aware it is difficult. You can say things like, when I was at school, at college, that's an area that was very challenging for me. I had to work a little harder, so I understand. But you're doing fine. You remember when our son, oh boy, a study freak, this guy, and one day he came home and crying, Daddy, I failed. my maths exam. Okay, what had you to think that you failed? Well, I didn't finish one last problem. I said, but not finishing one last problem doesn't mean that you failed. Let's wait until. But he said, Daddy. So I went into the garden, I picked a jelly coconut and I gave him to drink. And I said, I'm giving you this coconut because I am not the one that's going to send you to Golden Hope at the time. If you're trying to please your teachers, I'm giving you the soft coconut and they will give you the dry coconut. And he just calmed down. Afterwards, the child got an A. The one problem he didn't do carried 2 marks. So if we had fallen on him, poor child, because we knew his level, no one had to tell him to study. We had to tell him, Phil, take a break.
Very
His
good.
sister, we had to say, Abby, I haven't seen you in a book. Daddy, what does my exam paper say? Okay, because she was one, you wouldn't see her studied, but she'd come home with the A's.
A natural.
A natural. So there we go, parents. We are sharing that with you because some of us are actually destroying our children. Our children, studying these days, it's very, very difficult. So many things. And still they have time to mess around. But still they need time to play in between.
Yes.
Yeah. So as we continue, lastly, validating children helps them feel more compassion and empathy towards others, which can enhance the quality of their relationship with others. So now, how we inadvertently invalidate our children? How do we inadvertently invalidate our children? The opposite of validation. It is also important to understand, folks, how parents unconsciously, that is, invalidate our children. Invalidation is when a child's emotional experience is rejected or judged or ignored. Every parent has unintentionally invalidated the feelings of their child, one way or the other. Many of the things that children get upset about seems trivial to adults, or the emotions can seem inconsistent to the situation. It can be hard for an adult to put themselves in a child's shoes at times, but you were a child once.
Yes, and we often forget.
We often forget that.
Yes.
Now, parents unintentionally invalidate children when trying to help calm them. It can be hard to see your child suffering and struggling. Instead of saying, I understand that you're going through tremendous pain, or some children are affected by a mosquito bite to a greater extent than others. Like in the case of our granddaughter, she gets all swollen if she's bitten by the mosquitoes. And somebody like myself, I don't react to the mosquito bite like that. As a matter of fact, they don't have an interest in my blood. Claire's blood is sweet. They go after her.
I have the red type.
Yes. I would be there and they wouldn't be troubling me, but they would eat up Claire. So it's different. So it's very important that you don't judge one child against another. Look, your brother, the mosquitoes around and it doesn't bother him. Or the roach. Some people don't tell Claire I say that. Some people would wake up their husband at times. I hear quickie quickie or squitchy squitchy. And make sure there is a roach around. So we need to understand that we all don't operate the same way. We have different temperament types, and people, places, and things affect us in different ways, and we need to validate that in others. Well, you are different. Here again, I can give an example. There is a lady that has to be baptized, and she was so excited about her new relationship with her Creator. And she called me just this morning. I just can't do it. And it's a good thing. I asked her, tell me, speak to me about the reason. I'm so terrified of the ocean. Some people almost drown me. And Pastor, I want
From
to
a child?
from a child, but I'm so afraid. So I said, okay, so if we pour water on you by faith by the ocean, would that be okay? Yes. So here again, suppose we had just called this person coward, but that person has a phobia because of an experience. Again, my relative and my brother, they just took me and dropped me offshore. They wanted me to swim, just dumped me in the ocean, and I had to swim like a dog. I don't think they would have allowed me to drown, but that's the thought that crossed my mind. So I had to swim. Now, suppose I said to the person, what's wrong with you? You shouldn't be afraid of the sea. Look at me. My brother just dumped in the ocean. No, it's different. Her experience caused her to fear being inside the sea. And we need to understand that and
Accommodate her feelings.
empathize with that, validate her feelings. Her feelings were validated this morning. Oh, it's after 12, Claire. Let's see if we can go through how I can validate my child. Help us out there.
All right, the number to call is 2870971. That's the WhatsApp platform, or you can call the studio line, and you can call 572-9701. So, say it differently. 572-9710. 572-9710, or the studio line 2870971.
Yes, so don't forget that if you can tell me what's Lord for you from the healing process and not the healing process, the unprecedented Jesus from Sunday and the healing process, your name would go twice into that smackaroo's box.
Good morning, Joseph Sylvester. Go ahead, please.
Good
Yes,
afternoon,
Joseph.
Claire. Good afternoon.
Oh, it's
Lady
afternoon,
Good
yes.
afternoon, Dr. Phil.
Good afternoon. Are you hearing me clearly?
Very clear.
Good, beautiful.
Thanks for accepting my call.
Beautiful,
welcome.
all right.
Okay. What stood out for me Sunday was sometimes, Dr. Phil, I feel like a little Job, because certain things happen to me in my life and I say, God, you in control, because I don't know if it's a conversation that's going between God and Satan, and I cannot control it. I say, God, you are in control.
Remember that
Yeah.
Job didn't ask for it. He was minding his business,
He did.
praying. All right, so
Yeah.
I hope Mr. Joseph didn't go and look for it. All right.
No.
So what stood out
But
for you
sometimes,
today?
Dr. Phil, I wonder if Job was aware there was a dialogue going between God and Satan about him.
No, he was
wasn't.
not privy of that. Yes.
He wasn't.
Okay, so what
Same
stood
for
out
me
for
too.
you?
What
On.
stood out for me today? Empathy. Yeah, to put yourself in somebody's shoes, somebody who is hurting. But with my child, sometimes if he lost a close friend or close family member, how can I make him connect that I am in his shoes, to make him feel that I am in his shoes? What can I do? What can I say to him to make him feel that I am in his shoes, I'm feeling what he's feeling?
Okay,
Listen
so
on
we'll
the radio.
answer this offline.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. And thanks for calling, and thanks for listening
Welcome.
to the unprecedented Jesus. I believe I'll have to have them to send us a text because somebody might hear the theme and maybe dishonest, so we might have to. All right, but we're trusting that you listened. I know he listened because that was the program for True. Yes, he asked how can he empathize with his son?
Who has lost someone close to him.
Oh, okay. Well, here again, by listening to the person and asking, tell me, how does the loss make you feel? What impact it has on you? And listen. And you might not have to say much.
Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Yeah, go ahead,
Morning,
please.
Pastor Bill. Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, good morning, Lady G.
Good morning to you.
Yeah. Yeah, I listened to you on Sunday.
Okay.
It was very interesting because I always use Job as an example for me. So I always said, follow his example. And I remember the scripture also says, remember my servant Job, how he went through the trials and so on. Even his wife asked him to curse God and die and so on.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't call for it. But
wait a minute, because time is limited.
Yes.
What in particular stood out from the message? Because we know Job, but there's certain things I mentioned. Anything in particular that you can take away with you? That you took away with you, sorry.
Oh, you gave about 6 good examples, good things you can take away with, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I did write them down, you know, but I can't just, it will be take much time to go
All right.
and
Well,
say it, but
okay.
you did give about 6 examples that you can take away.
Okay, beautiful.
Yes.
Now, what stood out for you this morning?
Oh, this morning is how to talk to the children, to somebody. What would you use to call it?
Validation.
Validation, and you know how you can speak to someone. Because I have an example where I have a nephew who was in prison for 11 years, and now he was set free. You know, he found they didn't find him guilty, so he was set free. And the way he talks to people, to the sibling, and the sibling felt, well, he's being rude and out of, so I had to talk to them and tell them, try and speak to him differently, because this is what he's accustomed to in the prison. That's how he's going to talk to people.
Yes,
and
for the time being.
I him likewise. I told him, you get a job. You must try and, you know, I know it is difficult, but you must try.
This individual need to enter an adjustment program. That
Yes.
his siblings need to understand that the language, the behavior behind bars is different, and he has been there for a little while.
Yes.
And he needs sort of debriefing. He needs to get into a program that will help to accept himself, accept that I'm out
Yes.
and I'm worthy of being accepted. All right? Thanks.
Yeah, because I asked my siblings, I told them, if you all ignore him, you know what you're doing? You're sending him back.
Yes.
So you have to try and help him understand, help him cope with what
That's where
it's going
empathy comes in.
Yes.
through. Yeah.
So thank you very much for calling. Your name
Teacher
would go
Jean.
into Teacher
Teacher Jean.
Teacher Jean, thank you very much.
It's very important to listen, and your sessions are very interesting.
Thank you very much.
Right.
And your name goes into the box
Yeah.
twice.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, Teacher Jean. Thanks for calling.
And we were speaking about Mr. Sylvester and his son. So,
Colin,
Yes, we have somebody on the
Somebody,
line. Good
yes.
afternoon.
go ahead, Colin.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, my girl. First thing, how is my boy?
He's okay, thank you for
Right.
asking.
When you say he's okay, I custom of that word, he's okay. What do you mean?
He's doing well. He's at school right now.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
And how
he's
many hugs you
healthy.
gave him today?
How many hugs do I give him?
Today, how many did you give him today?
It's countless. I can't.
He
Good
needs
answer.
he needs about 10 in a day, okay? So the next time I
Okay.
call it, if you tell me 2, that's not enough. All right, talk to
it's
us.
more than 2.
Yeah,
Okay,
good
beautiful.
answer.
Very good.
What stood out for me on Sunday is it is easy to fool people, but not easy to fool the
Ooh,
living
you
God.
did listen, sweetheart. You did. Good stuff. Now, this is what we want. She just points. Now, what stood out for you today?
Today, validation helps children feel more compassion towards others. That stood out for me today.
Wow. Very nice. Very nice. So you will validate your son's actions?
Yes, I.
Good,
Yes, I do.
especially the
But
actions that would help him.
I also fall short sometimes. I need to work on it sometimes, but I do.
Say after me, I am not perfect.
I am not perfect.
I thank God for the healing process.
I thank God for the healing process.
I will try my best.
I will try my best.
That's it. Your name goes into the box twice.
Thank you very much.
All right then.
Okay.
Very good.
Thank you. Calling
Sweet and
Colin.
short, the point that stood out for you on Sunday, unprecedented Jesus, and today on the healing process.
So back to what can I say to my son who has lost a close friend in terms of
Yes,
empathy?
I did answer him.
You did?
Yes. But while we are waiting, remember, when we lose somebody or somebody is grieving, they do not want lectures.
Mm-hmm.
They need to debrief. They need to ventilate their feelings. How can you help? Is asking, how is it impacting you? What are you feeling? What is in your mind as far as God in the matter is concerned?
Good afternoon. Go ahead, please.
Yes. Good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, hold on, please. Hold on, please.
Yes.
What is in your mind as far as God?
As if the
Yes. Put on your volume a little, please.
take the
Yes,
volume
hello,
down.
good
Mhm.
morning. Good
Go ahead.
afternoon.
Dr. Phil,
Yeah.
Sister Claire. Hi, Jay. I was a bit busy earlier, so I didn't really catch up anything much on the program, but I listened on Sunday. And I wrote down my points Sunday morning, and one of them was we cannot fool God, and the young lady just said that. And then on his own audition day, we will get judged no matter what. When God on his audition day, that's usually I listen myself, so I
Yes.
have that reason as well.
Okay.
And no matter what we achieve in this life, the most important thing is having God, because we can lose everything, but having God is more important in our life than
You did
any material thing.
You did some good listening, and you didn't hear anything much this morning, so that you can enter the box twice.
I kind of heard a little, but I mean, my children are all grown, and I mean, I didn't do what I'm hearing this morning as much.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm still learning, as I said, but I don't have any more small kids. But I kind of was listening a little bit. I was on the phone with an important
Okay. Okay.
Do
person.
you have grandchildren?
But it's
Nieces,
not.
nephews?
Here again, it's not
Yeah.
just about children. You
Yes.
can validate grown-ups. Yes, your spouse.
okay.
Yes.
Okay.
You can actually encourage them when they do good things, and even
Yes,
when
well,
they be. Yes.
Yes, I do that. I do that.
There we
Yeah.
go. Okay, so you
Yeah,
said
thank
it's,
you.
it's Sunday you listen to, so we put your name in the box once. No,
Okay, no problem.
Claire, what you saying, Claire? Let me ask the boss
Well,
on
she
that.
called.
She called, so she goes in twice. Okay, that's what the boss said.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Bye.
So you're saying we can invalidate our children as well as validate them. So let's see which one you'll choose. Do you feel comfortable doing it or not? And of course, there's genuine validation and there's the superficial one.
Let me validate that you are doing well, but the volume is a little too low from you, Claire.
It is? Okay. So a genuine validation, for example, you're recognizing the person's hard work, whether it's your child or family member or friend or whoever.
Yes.
But you can be superficial, where you just flatter the person and there's no sincerity.
Right.
So we have to be careful about that.
Don't forget, we're waiting for 5 calls, and we are short still. If we get beyond that, we love to hear from you. Sponsors love to hear from you, so that they could keep the monies coming to the box. So let them know that you're interested in the program. It's important, so they would have a joy in keeping this program going on REV-UP.
While we're waiting, Phil, somebody might say, I don't need validation, I'm independent. What do you say to that person?
Well, that might come from a sanguine, but
don't
it is.
need people.
But we all need validation. It makes healthy relationships. Just imagine you just come home, you just scoff the food, and you, in your mind, boy, that was good. and the wife is there, tired, and not a word acknowledging that she did a good job in the cooking to encourage her. It's very important that we do, and we need it. We all need it.
Yes, it's part of being human. We need to validate each other. And
But here we're asking people to validate that the healing process is making sense on the air.
that's why they call in.
That's why they're calling and they're validating it.
287-0971. That's the WhatsApp platform, 287-0971. Waiting for your calls.
Yeah, so validation is simply being seen, being heard, and acknowledged. That's what it is.
Give it to us again in its simplicity.
Being seen, being heard, and acknowledged.
There we go.
Yes.
We are social
Seen,
beings.
heard, acknowledged.
We need that.
So even those who claim independence, they eventually discover that affirmation from God, loved ones, or community strengthens their sense of worth.
Now I have two females in the studio with me. Which of the genders would depend more on validation?
Let Lady Shea, I'm waiting for you to answer.
Quietness.
I think, this one, well, she's calling back, but I think for me, I would definitely want to be validated.
So you say the females?
We have Colin on the line.
Hello? Yes, Colleen?
I'm sorry for calling again. I don't know if you address this, but is it okay to ask for validation? I'll listen over there. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, it's okay to ask for approval in certain areas. Like we were just asking which of the genders would be more prone to validation, would be looking forward to it. The females, my dress fitting me all right. The ladies, the shoes. So the ladies, my hair.
So even if the person does not validate you in that respect, you can ask, how do I look?
How do I look? Yes.
What do you think
we have a call.
What do you think of the colors?
Yes. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon. I just logged in and I was listening to the program. Well, for me, how I when to say the word, it's like tying up my tongue. So
Validation. say valid.
for me,
Say valid.
but how I try to do that, if I see somebody do something nice, I always recommend them, like you do a good job.
Okay.
You should be proud of yourself. So I try to give them a good comment concerning what I do.
Right.
That's good.
But you never gave me one. Huh?
I'll give it to you when I see you.
Oh, you will. All right.
In terms of the healing process.
Yes,
Yeah.
no problem.
Mhm. What do you think about it?
It's a good program. It's encouraging me to come out of my shell and try to be more confident.
Okay. All right.
So
Good stuff.
I'm enjoying every minute of it.
Can we get your name, please?
Donalyn
My
Foshe.
name?
Oh, Donalyn. Okay.
Donalyn Foshe.
We will not ask you about the unprecedented Jesus. Disqualified.
Oh, she's gone.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
she would know that.
So is she in the box twice?
No, once.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Folks,
Okay.
the time is going, so but Claire, we're on a very good point.
Yeah, so we really have to be careful about wanting validation so much that it's dependent on how we see ourselves, our self-worth. If somebody doesn't
Maybe
validate
we
you, you
become
go in a
dependent on how others see us.
Yes, and
okay.
if nobody gives you validation for
Good afternoon.
your outfit.
Yes, good afternoon.
Well, that point, Claire,
ask
very
a
good point.
question.
Yes.
Yeah. What about someone who does not like to be validated?
Well,
You
when
would
you
praise him,
say
you would give
does
him-
not like to be validated,
Yes.
it means that person is against commendation from school, at work. They do not want their progress report because they do not want to be validated as to whether they're doing okay or not.
I think that's a red flag.
Yes,
That's a red
an
flag.
adult,
Something
right?
is
An
terribly
adult,
wrong.
where the person will do something nice. You'll say that's very nice. Or leave that alone. Thank you very much. What are you thanking me for? You know.
That sounds like the melancholies. They are never satisfied with their achievement. They cherish.
Minimize the achievements.
They minimize their achievements. So that temperament type would need to be careful.
And
that it
they
is.
too would not even do it in return or say thank you or so. You know, what can you do with such person?
Send them to get some help. Yeah.
And I also asked, what about the situation I gave you about the young guy from the prison? Should they come to you, or can that person come to you? Would you be offering some assistance?
Okay, what to do? Because
Give me your number.
yes, this is not something that we
Yeah.
should deal with on the air.
Yeah, give me your number, because I was looking for it and
Just 730-9009.
7309009.
Yes.
Okay.
And just remind us, Sister
Yes.
Jean's,
I will
Jean's,
call you.
yeah,
Yeah.
Teacher Jean's request. Okay.
Thank you.
Yes, we were speaking about persons who are dependent. Teacher Jean was speaking about this person who does not like validation. They may
I'm sorry,
had
we
an
have another call.
experience. They may
Don't be
have had an
sorry, let's take it.
Yes.
Good afternoon.
Yes, what really stood out for me today, I remember I had my daughter going to school. I'll be very brief. And she wasn't doing too well. And then I called her, I said, and she'll tell me, when she come with her marks, she'll tell me, I'll ask her, but you can do better than that. And she said, but mommy, some children doing better than you. I said, but no, you can do better than that. And from that, she listened to me and she did her work, and today I am very, very proud of her. So that is what that stood out for me today.
Yes, so you're suggesting that comparing with another child and saying you can do better than that, while it may have worked out, but I don't think that is something that should be adopted. As we said before, you should know your child's level, academic level, and they should be validated against that. So if she gets an A, you commend her. You're living up to your own expectations, your own standard. If she drops below that, you have something to refer to. But to compare her with others getting an A, you would be doing a great injustice. Some cheat. But when you know your daughter's level, you know her learning curve. Now, that is something you can get some help from those in the academia, those who are involved in the teaching arena. So you can have your daughter's level tested. Probably she doesn't need that anymore. But I would not.
She's grown now and
Yes.
she's doing well.
Right. But I wouldn't lean on the fact that she was compared to others and said, look, you can do. In your case, it turned out your daughter had the ability to do better. But that's not a good technique.
She needed a little push.
But she did listen and then she did well. She improved on her work.
Well, it worked.
It worked for you. But,
it worked for me. It might not work for somebody else, but it worked for me.
It's not a good strategy, though. All right, but thanks for calling. And
yes.
Did you listen to the Unprecedented Jesus?
No, because these days it has been busy with water, and you have to be out every day. You have to be
Water. Wasco, please.
Yes.
All right, we're all suffering with that.
Yes. So
Okay,
I hope
thanks for
next
calling.
Sunday I will be able to listen.
Beautiful. So her name goes in the box.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Have a
Thank you for
wonderful day.
calling. Thank you. We
Right.
appreciate
Yes,
it.
you're welcome.
It helps those financing the program to churn out the monies faster. All right, Claire, our time is gone or almost there? Please just finish this for us, please. We have 5, more than 5.
Yeah, that's the 8th call.
Or the first 5.
The first 5. Yeah.
We're saying there's healthy validation that builds confidence and connection without creating dependency. And there's the unhealthy one that becomes dependent on approval or external recognition.
Just imagine, you in the mirror, you can see yourself.
Are we on the
Sorry?
Oh, okay. Yes.
Just could you imagine you go into the mirror, you're combing your hair, you're putting on your clothes, and you cannot tell if you're feeling comfortable, good about yourself.
That you look good.
Suppose you're going down the street, somebody tell you have nice teeth. You're supposed to end up in bed with that person for that. You don't know you have nice teeth. You didn't look at that in the mirror this morning. That would not be a good reason for going to bed with somebody, but that this happens.
Yeah.
You need to understand and appreciate, I have nice teeth for myself, or I did a good job on my body for myself. I could match my colors, and you don't fall prey to passive aggressive persons that would say, hey, I like to see the way you dress, you remind me of myself. That's not a compliment. Okay, so it is very important, Claire, that we know when we are looking good and can appreciate that we did a good job on ourselves. And when somebody validate that, you can say, oh, I know that for myself.
Yes, but just before we go off, I want to say, even this on social media, some persons, they post things about themselves, and if they don't get a certain number of likes, let's say, or comments, they feel insecure.
There we go.
They do.
This
Some
is not-
persons post online because that's what makes them feel worthy, what makes them feel secure, and that's dangerous.
But what you post online is that the person in the mirror? That's the
They're
question you
anxious.
need
They're
to ask.
anxious. They go and check all the time.
Is
How
that
many
the
likes did I
person?
get?
Is that the person in the mirror you posted? Are you dishonest? Would the person have a surprise if they see you in person? So when you desire that people validate you, people approve what you look like, with the intention of getting a partner, you need to be honest.
Yes, so as we come to the end of the program today, folks, we are very happy that you have joined us.
Yes.
We are elated. And we want to end by reminding you validation is good when it confirms truth and it
Yes.
encourages growth. Remember, we said we were going to tell you truth on this program. It becomes unhealthy when it turns into dependence based on approval. True balance comes when we value affirmation, but root our identity in something deeper. For us who love the Lord, for us who are Christians, followers of Jesus Christ, that's God's unconditional love.
There we go.
Yes.
Yes, for
So
who the
thank
inner
you for
person.
joining us. Yes.
Yes. Well, folks, I am Dr. Phil with my wife, Claire. Again, we appreciate you calling so much. We appreciate the interaction. It's our joy and privilege to share with you, hoping that many can learn and improve on family life, improve on your attitude at work, in the work environment. You're working for your living, and you need to be proud of yourself. You need to validate yourself and know your achievement. You need to know that your canon, your standard is something positive, a good role model, and not a standard that will destroy you and your relationship or your relationships with your people in society and family members, friends. You can work on yourself to make sure that you're bravoed just like the people that you admire, and stop saying, I admire that person. Why do you admire that person? That person is making a positive contribution in society, and it has drawn your attention. You too can get there. Thanks for listening to The Healing Process. Bye for now.
Thank you, Pastor Phil and Clarissa. Appreciate you both. our two insightful psychologists for sharing their expertise, their wisdom, and practical tools for better mental wellness. Yes. So tune in next Thursday, same time, same place, right here on REV-UP St. Lucia.
Hey, prêtez-moi joyeux un moment, s'il vous plaît. Est-ce que j'ai observé changement conduite et pochon qui cache à bilan? Ou cap pète toi souille et qui n'est pas calé? Ou bien, ajoutez et puis Dr. Phil conseiller et puis chez oui Clarissa conseillère. À The Healing Process, ça n'est pour dire la mode guérison. Tous les jeudis, 11h